Welcome to Coily Crowns. I'm Lashante.
And I'm Lori, and welcome to our Queendom. Hi, guys.
Hello. So we're back with this week's episode of the Coily Crowns, where we are recapping Married at First Sight, season 12. We missed last week, so we're going to catch you up on the last two episodes, so episodes 7 and 8, which are usually big episodes because the couples are finally moving in. They're back from the honeymoon, moving in together. So they get to see each other's spaces, and then we see them combining their living spaces into one, the new apartment that they have provided. And then episode 8 was the family and friends. They usually have like a get together, housewarming, and we're in the room. So we're going to recap both episodes. Who you want to start with, Lori?
I just want to jump on in with Bao and Johnny.
Bao and Johnny.
Johnny, what's going on here? I'm just going to jump right in and say, I feel like Johnny is lying. He don't want to say why he's not feeling Bao. I don't know what it is. He's just, to me, he's making stuff up. He's just like, oh, well, she acts like a kid or she's doing this. And he's just very strange to me right now, where he wanted Bao to like not bring the conversations down. He wanted her to just be in the present, be in the moment. And he got a problem with everything.
Everything.
Johnny.
Yeah. So it was like very confusing because going back to the honeymoon, right, when he set up the whole beach scene and he's telling her how much he is enjoying being married to her and can see, why they picked them together. And then it just started like he just started picking at the smallest thing.
Yeah.
The snoring.
And keep telling her, this is where I would run. And this is where I would run. And at this point, I would run here. And I'm like, nobody don't need to hear that every day.
Every day, all the time, right? You decided to pursue this, what do they call it? Experiment, to get married. So you need to face the facts. You're married now. You can't run. And that's what you used to do. And I guess that's part of it. Some of that is creeping back in. It's like, okay, well, that's why I had so many dates, because as soon as I found something, I would just run. And again, it's the smallest thing. So that was really, so up until now, the snoring seemed to be the biggest issue for them.
Right.
And then,
go ahead.
I would say, but then all of a sudden it became this, oh, she's so childish. Like she giggles when we are about to like have this intimate moment, like kissing or whatever. And it was like, wait, where did that come from? And this came up when Pastor Cal met with each of the couples once they got back.
Right.
Go ahead.
But then I saw an unfiltered, because now that it automatically records on my DVR, that he was saying that they had just gotten into an argument right before that. So he was probably just like, man, this, whatever. I think he was just mad, but I don't think he's telling the truth, though, of what it is.
And to add to that, part of that argument that he mentioned they had right before they walked into the new apartment, what they actually show on the show is him saying, oh, I need some time. I need to leave. I'm going to go back to my spot. And it's like, wait a minute. You just got there. How are you running over? And again, we didn't know about the whole argument. No. So it really was like, wait, what? Like,
it was also weird that Bao didn't really care. She was just like, all right. She was probably mad too, like, get the hell up out of here. I don't care.
That was weird. She was very calm about it.
Yeah, she was just like, all right.
But again, maybe because they had that argument, she was like, you know what? Maybe we do need that little bit of space. Yeah. But again, they're in 2-bedroom apartments. The reason they gave 2-bedroom apartments is when you need space, go to the other room.
Right.
Not flee and go back to your house or whatever. So this Johnny and Bao, they it's not going as smoothly as it started off. I still think they can overcome some of this, but as you saying, there's something else
It's
at the.
something.
It's
I'm
something else.
wondering if, like, remember what he said, the type of girls that he likes is he wants someone to fawn over him. He wants someone to kind of want him and what he said, smack his butt and like and be aggressive with him. And I don't think that's Val. I
That's
think
not Val.
Val is just even keel. She'll follow your energy, right? So I'm wondering if because she's not all over him, fawning over him, like I'm wondering if he's starting to retreat and be like, well, I'm putting my heart out there, telling her how much I like her, and she's not kind of reciprocating that, then this is not for me. And he's so quick to jump out of it because her personality doesn't match that. Oh, Johnny, oh, you're so cute. Oh, Johnny, oh my God. That maybe he's just like, okay, maybe I'm not feeling this because I'm not feeling like pursued. I don't know.
So going back to you signed up for this, like for most couples, and we've seen this in previous seasons where people are like, this is not who I would have dated. This is not I would have picked. But you're here because you obviously weren't picking the right people, and you asked for these experts to pick
100 first dates. You don't know how to pick nobody, so just calm down.
And you say yourself, you see why the experts put us together. So go on that. But there's definitely something else behind that, why Johnny is acting like that. And so fast forward to this past week's episode 8. We're kind of going to be all over the place just to let the viewers know. But there was a group outing that all the guys got together, husbands, all the wives got together. And so Johnny was kind of like, they asked him point blank, like, do you find her attractive? And there was the longest pause.
And you know, sometimes I'll be wondering if that's production, but Gil made a reference that he took a long time to answer the question. So I was like, okay, no, he did. He was taking forever to answer.
Yeah, he basically said, she has a nice body. She has the body type. But like, that was it. And then he started saying, well, maybe I wasn't ready. Like, I thought I was ready and all of this. Something.
It's not adding up for me.
Yeah.
I don't, something is missing here. They're not saying something. I don't know what it is, but something is wrong here. So, but Bao's a trooper. I mean, they had their family dinner, friends and family housewarming thing, as if they haven't seen these people like a week ago. So they invite people over and they get everything together, and they seem like they were having a good time. And he even said, you know, we're having a good time. Oh wait, sorry, I went too fast. The reason why I say Bao's a trooper is because the night before the party, he comes home after the guys and tells Bao, I don't know if I was ready for this and I feel bad, right? And so he says it right before they go to sleep. And then Bao was just like, well, thanks. Now I'm not going to be able to sleep. It's going to be spinning in my mind all night. He was just like, sorry, we can talk about it later. And she was just like, what the hell? So I'm saying she's a trooper. That night he says that they go to sleep and then they have to have a party with all the friends and family coming. You know, that's a whole thing. But she, you know, it's not like she had an attitude with him. They were still kind of, you know, enjoying themselves and not making a big deal out of it. But, you know, that was probably still lingering in the back of her mind. Like, crap, what the heck did I do now?
Yeah, now we got all these people over here, and I got to act like we're okay because you know we just got married. We can't be having problems a weekend to our marriage. So, yeah, she was definitely a trooper, as you said. Just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna put on the happy face, you know. And not even that she was happy. She was just like, I'm here. I'm gonna be cordial and do what I need to do, with the situation. So. But shout out to Bao. We found out that she is a research administrator just like us. So we were like, hey, I wonder what got you, girl.
Yes, we like you. We all in the same space. I was trying to look her up, see where she
oh Lord, all those universities and stuff in Houston.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, shout out to Bao.
Anything else with those two? Let me check my notes real quick.
No, I guess we could just mention that Pastor Cal, when Johnny did bring up the fact that he didn't like how giddy she was or how playful she was when he feels like they're supposed to be intimate. Pastor Cal was like, well, that's a you issue. You're gonna have to get over that, because you're not gonna squash her joy and her excitement for stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, like, what could he mean by that? This whole process is like they're just moving into their place together. Maybe that's why she was giddy. Like, she was excited about that whole process.
Especially with just walking in. They're like, okay, we're about to really start a new chapter. This is our spot. I could see you being a little excited.
Yeah.
And what have you. So. The only other thing I'll add to is on the plane when they were flying back from the honeymoon, and I thought this is very insensitive of Johnny. He's taping her, recording her snoring. Yeah. Like, she'd already done told you multiple times now about how insecure she feels about her snoring, and you're gonna record her.
Yeah,
that I thought was very insensitive. The way he did. Okay, that's it. I think I have for them. For those two.
I don't have nothing else. Maybe something will pop up later. So let's skip over to Brett and Ryan. I guess her redhead is kind of growing on me, but I just keep going back to her roots, and it's so distracting to me.
I love her hair.
I just know I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it.
I felt like this last episode, her hair looked the best.
Yeah, she was doing her hair straight and like.
Yeah, I know you don't care for the red. I don't know. It's such a dull red. I don't know. Maybe if it was brighter.
You know what it is? Because somebody, I think it was you. Maybe you were like, "Well, Jamie's not a natural redhead, and I didn't have an issue with it," but Jamie, not Jamie, Elizabeth, I was called, sorry. But Beth, but I went back and hers is not that kind of red. It's like a strawberry blondish red. And it looked like it fit her, and I don't get distracted by it. Just look like it goes together. I just don't like this red. Anywho, each his own. Let's go back to when they first come in. They're doing the tours, right? So he goes and looks at her place. She has like color or whatever, and he's just like, "Oh, this is nice. Show me everything." I saw a hint of his personality there because he is so dull, like this red color. Okay, that I'm wondering, what do y'all talk about? Do y'all laugh? Do y'all have fun? Because he just seems like, yeah, oh my God, it's just so funny.
Yeah, just that face, just it never
really
changed. It's always like it's just frozen.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. So when he was going through her place, he's like, "I want to see everything. I want to see about you." Like, he kind of had a little bit of energy, but then it kind of went back down. So that was really it. And he met her dog. And then she went to go see his place, and it was brown on brown on brown on brown on brown on brown on brown, with some more brown in there, and a deer head.
Girl. in the bedroom. Like, honestly, I'm like, how do you sleep with a mounted deer head in your bedroom? Like, that's supposed to be over the fireplace in the basement. I don't know, but not in the bedroom.
In the bedroom.
Yeah, that was creepy. That has to go. So
he's like, well, we could put it. She's like, did you shoot that deer? He's like, yeah. Why would I have just a random deer head mounted on my wall if I didn't shoot it? And I'm like, why do you have one there at all, sir?
Period. Yeah.
That would be my question to you. So,
that's so weird. Yes. So all of that. I'll add when they each have a dog, and so they brought the dogs to like a neutral spot outside so they can meet. I feel like she was just overreacting about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about them.
So you feel like he felt, because he was just like, "Oh, she's so high strung. She's so nervous about everything." And I was just like, I don't think she was that nervous, but okay.
Yeah, I felt like it was a little overboard just in but I don't know. That was my view from watching that. And then when they were getting along, they were just being playful, but it was kind of
Oh.
like she was like being, oh my gosh, like nervous, like are they about to fight and not get
Mm-hmm.
along? But I'm like, they just playing. So
Yeah.
um that's all I have on those two. Anything else? Trying to
Yeah.
think. Pastor Cal, when they met with him,
Mm-hmm.
they were very affectionate, like touching each other. And he was like, okay, I feel like you guys have chemistry. They were like, yes, but they don't have like feelings for each other, but they're growing. I feel like that's natural. There was a moment where he was not speaking English. I don't know what he was saying, but she picked up on it. He wasn't forming complete sentences. Let me say that.
Oh, I was like, he's speaking another language.
He wasn't forming complete sentences.
Okay, got it.
He was kind of like, yeah, it'll come later. And she was like,
Okay.
yeah. And it was like, she knew exactly what he was saying. Even Pastor Cow was like, well, what is he saying? And she was able to verbalize. I'm like, okay, so obviously they can speak each other's language. That's I guess a start. That's good. This past episode, their families came together. That seemed to be our friends. It was going okay. Like they seem to be meshing. So I'm like, okay, I'm surprised because I really thought his personality versus hers, like,
I think she is okay with anyone. I think she's like Gil. He would be open to anyone who's not overly one direction. I don't think who is it again? Is it Brett? What's the guy's name?
Ryan.
Okay. I don't think Ryan is like super one area, super not, other than the country thing. But I feel like that's not that way of life. I don't think is gonna gear everything that you do. Now, the whole political thing, I don't know if she's gonna be able to get over that piece, but she just doesn't seem like someone who's just like, oh, you don't do this, and then it's gonna be like World War III. I think she's more of a okay, if I like you, if I like you, I can overlook some of the other things. So, and he doesn't seem too extreme other than he's probably, MAGA and he likes hunting animals. But I feel like she can get over that kind of stuff, honestly. She just seems like, I'm just happy to be in a relationship and I'm okay, So I just don't see the spark though. That's the whole thing that I'm missing. And I understand they're more affectionate or whatever, but I just don't see nothing. I don't care.
Yeah, no, it's nothing that jumps out the screen of them two like really having chemistry. They say they have it, but it doesn't just scream out the screen again.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's next? You want to go with Gil or Merlin since you brought up Gil?
Sure. So Gil, there's pictures circulating on the internet that his name is Hulamar.
Oh,
Jilmar.
And where you see this stuff at? I don't know.
My sister-in-law added me to these groups, and it's so much stuff all the time. Just people talking all the time. And so they do investigative reporting. And they have everything on there. And so he was like a bodybuilder. I gotta send you this thing, but I can't share it you have to be on the group. I don't know if you want me to add you to the group because it's a lot, but I can screenshot it. I know. I'll screenshot it, send to you. But yeah, he was like a bodybuilder, but it does not look like him. It looks like somebody different, but there's been arguments that it's him or not, whatever. So, and then apparently he's only been a firefighter for 6 months and all this stuff. Anywho, I like Gil. I don't care about what y'all say. Okay.
Gil gets 2 thumbs up. Gil would have been perfect for Love on Stage, and they're in Texas.
He really would have been. Honestly, I think he would have been. But yes. So so they move in together. He goes, well, which one should I do? She goes to see his place, and The dog is there, of course, and he's just like, she's like, I don't know the dog's name. Is the dog slobbering? I said hi already. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't want to touch your dog. And she's just more a little standoffish. And he was just like, but she took it well. It's fine. You know, everything is positive to go right now. So, you know, she made it through, and then he showed her a picture of his dad, and you know, that he used to keep it on the wall with like these other African American leaders or celebrities, and how he used to talk about how these were the 4 greatest men in history or whatever, and his picture was on the wall. So I thought that was cute. And then he goes to her place, and you know, it looks like a little high rise, like a penthouse kind of thing, because I saw the big windows in her bedroom and you could look out over the city. And then he went in her closet and she had all these clothes in there, and she was just talking about how she spends a couple thousand every couple of times a year.
She said like 2 times a year.
Yeah. And so he was just like, oh, must be nice. All right. So then he goes in her bathroom, and I did not know until the investigative reporters, I didn't know her pictures of herself was above her toilet. I didn't realize that's where the pictures were. Yeah. They had screenshots where you saw those pictures where she's on vacation or whatever.
Yeah.
Right above her toilet in her bathroom. And I was just like, oh, that's a weird place for it. I realized all of the pictures don't have her face on it. They're all of her.
She's like doing like yoga poses and stuff.
But none of them have her face on it, which I also think is weird.
Interesting.
So, okay. But I guess she knows it's her, so it's not. If it's for her, then okay, I get it. But it was just weird that it's like the toilet was open.
I did not notice none of that.
Girl, I'm the first time you screenshots of what these people be talking about. So I was like, ooh, okay. So I don't know if you notice anything else at her place or his place.
Not at the places per se. Other things that I noticed is he kept calling her princess, and it was like just a little jab at her, but I also think it's enduring. Like he's like making it like his pet name for her, I guess.
But she says thank you. She's leaning into this, so I don't think it's an issue for her at this point.
Right. So I think it's actually cute that they seem to be able to do little jabs at each other and go back and forth, and you know it hasn't hurt any feelings. So like you said, she's like, thank you. Yes, Now, the one thing he keeps calling her bougie, and she's like, bougie? What does that mean? Bougie?
Everything is, what does that mean? Explain. Give me examples. What, girl?
You know you bougie. Just, right. I mean, just claim it. It is what it is.
Just say, I work hard for my money. I do what I want to do.
Which, yes, coming to the last episode, right? They start talking finances, and she showed
because they met with Dr. Cal before that, right?
Pastor Cal.
Pastor Cal. So they met with him, and I guess that was their homework, was to show each other's finances. So when they met with him, this is where Gail says to her. So Pastor Cal's like, okay, how's it going? Whatever. You guys are married. So are you have you been intimate or whatever? And he's just like, no. Well, have you gotten that kiss? Because she cheeked you at the wedding. He's like, yeah, she's been cheeking me this whole time.
Here. only places he get any kisses. Yeah.
And so he was just like, okay, you gotta, show some intimacy and whatever. And she's just like, I'm just slower at those kind of things or whatever. And Gil comes out and says, listen, I told her it's all fine and dandy. I don't need to be intimate this whole time because this is supposed to be forever. But if I don't get a kiss by decision day, I'm asking for a divorce.
Out.
And then they ended the episode. Not the episode, but that whole thing. I wanted to hear what she says. Said back, like nothing, zero. Does it?
Yeah, they just kind of show her look, and she's just kind of like, like okay,
okay, what? That's it.
So, what's your take? So, Gil was saying that he believes that it's more of because that's been her like rule in dating not to kiss. That's why she's very set on I'm not kissing him versus of okay, I'm married, I'm enjoying myself with him, like and just let go. Do you think she's just kind of like that's my rule? I don't kiss until X number of months or what have you?
I think that's her rule, but I'm also wondering if she likes him. That's my thing. I don't know if she really, really, really likes him. I know she's getting touchy feely a little bit more, but I'm not sure how attractive she is to him. And I don't, because I know a lot of people think in their brain that attractiveness can only mean looks.
Like physical.
Sometimes it's lifestyle, sometimes it's language, sometimes it's speech, sometimes it's cleanliness. It just depends on what you feel is attractive. So maybe because he's not a big money person, maybe because he's not that flashy, maybe because he doesn't want to travel, those things could be like, I don't even know if I like you like that. Like, yeah, you're cute, maybe you're handsome, but maybe that's not my driver in life to be with a cute guy. It could mean something different for her. So I think she's trying to feel him out to see, am I going to be able to have a long-term life with him? And if not, I'm not going to forego my rules if I'm already not sure if I'm that attracted to you in other things.
Okay. I think you make great points there because, like you're saying, being attracted to someone is not just simply on the looks, the physical portion. So, two things that are very clear that she is money motivated, which she said herself, and so that may not be. She may not find him attractive because he is not as money motivated or ambitious in her mind of what she think is. He's a firefighter, okay, but what else is there? Like, are you trying
where are we going to live,
captain? Are you like what's your motivation, your ambition to move up? And he seems very happy and satisfied where he is in life right now.
Yeah.
So that probably is something she's like, And then two, the finances, like we're saying, or the lifestyle. He is very like, I'm not into the fashion. He did admit, like, I have a Gucci this, or he named some luxury brand, but my closet is not filled with that. Right. Whereas her closet is. So she's kind of like, okay, does he match? She may not find him attractive because he's not wearing those things.
Right.
So yeah, I think those are two good points. A good point you made.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to think like, what is her lifestyle? Because one of the things that people talk about is she'll never have nothing on that makes her look like, you would never think the way how she looks on the day-to-day on the show so far,
right,
that she would have all of these things, because she never looks that put together, right? And it's a TV show. You're seeing her at home chilling or whatever. You don't really see them going out a lot, but they were just like, okay, so what do what's your look? And maybe like what you just said, she wants to be someone else, to be like arm candy for that person. And if they're just got jeans or shorts or sneakers on with no name brands, she might feel like, I'm stepping out and I don't look like we match. You know what I'm saying? So that might be something that's affecting her decision to, put forth more intimacy, because she's like, I don't know. So I don't want to say too much, because now we're going to go into their homework about them going through the finances, because that right there was like, I think her eyes were just like, oh, Jesus. So they go and they start writing down everything, bank accounts, budgets for the month, all this kind of
bills
stuff.
They pay,
bills, everything. So then he asked her, so how much do you spend on groceries? She was like, I don't know how much I spend. He's like, how do you not know how much you spend on groceries? And so I guess she goes in her bank account or whatever. She's like, oh, I spent this on this and this. He's like, you spent $230 on groceries. He's like, I spend this, and then that's it for the month. And she was just like, okay, good for you. And so so they go through everything. Then they were like, okay, well, let me see how much you have saved, because that's a big deal. So she shows him, and he was just like, oh, okay, that's a
You
pretty
got a
good
nice size.
savings,
Savings
right?
account. Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, oh, let me show you my account in Colombia. So she's like, oh, so you send money to Colombia? Okay. He's like, she looked at it, she was just like, that's your savings. Oh, okay. We got to work on that. Just what?
But you know what? He also said his savings was his 401k. And
well, that's yeah, but
that's the US part. Yes.
yeah.
But and then he's sending money to Colombia.
That's his real savings.
How quickly can you access that? I think he said
quick. He said he can get it.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. He said he could get it. It's just, but what's in there? Because her face was looking like there's nothing to get. You might as well leave that over there.
Yeah, it did. And then she brought up about the house, like, oh yeah, it would be like years from now that we could probably afford a house. And I think he mentioned too that he didn't start saving until late. Like he started a little bit at like 20 something, and then it's kind of grown a little bit, but how much has it grown? Yeah, good question. And about this situation, you know, from the beginning of the show, they focused on her lifestyle, and it would have you think, oh, she spent all her money on buying the luxury. She may not have no money saved up. And that was like, no. That's a lie. She has been able to keep up with her lifestyle and save that. So she's doing very well for herself. And I also want to just point out what you were saying. Other, I guess, people in the group were saying that she doesn't look like she wears like the dress up stuff. You know, like you said, what we've seen of her have been on vacation and traveling. Yeah. I mean, usually some people do dress up like that. Yeah, some people do, but she looks like she's comfortable. But I'm sure as we'll see in these coming episodes where we see more of them going to work and coming home and things like that, we probably see her dressed up a little bit more. And then who knows, maybe those jogger sets that she's wearing are big name people. They just don't have it flashy, logos, you know, like everywhere. Gucci everywhere. Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, I was just like, that girl was like, I save and I buy what I want and I enjoy myself. I go on trips. So mind your business. But the Houston market is not that expensive. So I don't know why it would take so long to get a house if you got money. But I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he a firefighter. I'm sure they got programs.
I was about to say there's programs for firefighters. And maybe she's just not at the point where she's willing to put forth her funds. You know, like
I get that. I get that.
Where she's like, no, I need you to come with half. And then we can look at that.
I understand that. But yeah, I was just like, okay. So they went through that whole thing. Now we're going to get to the conversations of him with the guys, right? So he goes, let me tell you something. Although I like Gil be talking. Okay, Gil like all the drama and all the gossip about everything.
Listen, I'm on my nose about to break. Go ahead.
Okay, so he goes out there. He's talking to all the guys. He is the Pastor Cal of the group, trying to figure out what's going on with everybody, right? And then they ask him, like, what's going on with you? He was like, oh, man, we still haven't kissed. And Zach was like, well, how long are you going to deal with that? He was like, I don't know. Okay, but I'm fine with not the other piece, but the kissing is probably, I want to know that she likes me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that, you know, I'm not wasting my time, you know, making sure I'm 100% in and you're only 80% in, then it's not going to work. So, you know, he kind of talks about that, and then he's just absorbing little information all over the place so he can come back and gossip with Mirla, okay? Yes. But Mirla is not like Amani, okay? Okay, because if this was Woody and Amani would be in the bed like, what? He come back, he get ready to tell all the tea, and Mirla was just like, oh, okay. No, I didn't know that. Really? She was just like, I'm not here for it, Gil. Come on, you gotta be there. That's what you're supposed to do in the marriage. You gotta be like, what? Oh my God. No, stop it. Oh my God.
That's exactly what I wrote. I was like, Gil, after that meeting, came back ready to gossip and tell everything that was going on. And she was just like, oh, okay.
He's like, did Bao tell you anything about that? Because Johnny seemed like, yeah. I was like, ew. Oh my God. So that was one. And then at the party, I was like, Gil, why are you talking so much? It's too much. And she's standing right here. Stop talking about her like that.
Oh, what he said.
So when the friends and family came over and they were all they were eating and stuff, he was just talking about the stuff she had in her closet. She had a hanger full of like 9 jeans or something like that. Yeah. And how she still hasn't kissed him. And it was just too much. And especially to me, I'm like, it's fine to talk, but sometimes you got to read the room. Now, Mirla's standing right next to you and she's just like eating, like
being quiet. Mm-hmm.
Then you kind of know maybe she's not feeling this whole conversation. Like maybe you'll start pulling back a little bit. He was just like, no, but we're going to keep talking about all of these things again. So she was just like, okay, well, that's me. All right. So, and and she says she's an introvert, which I didn't know that about her. So maybe that's why she's so quiet all the time, like around a lot of people. Because sometimes I'm like that. And then it just depends on what kind. Don't put your eyebrow down. If I'm in a space if I'm in a space where I don't know everybody or I'm not fully comfortable, I'm not talking like that. So the fact that he's there talking about her, not in positive lights, and then she's also not talking, like, I'll just be like, oh, okay, so you just gonna keep bringing this stuff up again. All right, sure. So, I don't know. I know he talks to her friend and she talks to his friends, but I didn't get anything from those that I was like, oh, yay, that's interesting.
Yeah, each of the couple, like, they went off to the side and spoke with the other person's family or friends. There was no real gems, I think, out of any of those conversations. None I could think of. Yeah. None that we didn't already know, basically. It just kind of iterated the same things.
Basically. There was one more thing I did want to. Oh, so Mirla meets his mom via phone, like a FaceTime or whatever. And so I thought that was cute that, you know, his mom was so excited and so like happy and whatever. And, you know, she was smiling, you know, she was trying to be close. She was not disrespectful or standoffish. She seemed like she was leaning in. And then he was calling her bougie again. He just, oh boy, that boy right there. I don't know. Maybe that's a good match because her personality doesn't look like that. And he just seems like such a big energy, big personality, super funny, laughy, whatever. And she just does not seem like that at all. You know what I mean? So hopefully that could be a good opposite track situation because I don't know, that could be annoying to somebody too if you're just always like that.
I think she's okay with it. Just how, again, they can kind of jab at each other. She can go right back. And it doesn't seem, except for that situation where you're saying when they were meeting with the friends and he's just talking about her and she's just standing there. But I can get that because here's people you're just meeting and you're like talking about me like this in front of them. But when it's just the two of them and they kind of go back and forth, they even said, or Gil at least, was like, you know, they can do that and they like that he likes that about her. So they can keep it fun that way. So I think she's okay with that, even though, again, she'd be like, what does that mean? I'm bougie. What does that mean? Girl, you know, I think she just be messing with him. But I think if she can, I don't want to say let her guard down, but really, like you said, lean into the situation. Give the man a kiss, even if it's just a peck, you know, that they could possibly end up working out, you know.
Yeah.
And they can get through some things. Because initially it was just like, I don't see this. It's two opposites. But now seeing them on screen, what we've seen so far, okay, I'm kind of seeing some vibes, some things there that it
Yeah.
could possibly work. So
I thought
we'll
it was
see.
cute that he rolled up on her in a fire truck and she
Oh,
was sitting outside. She's like, y'all, my husband just rolled up on me like that. I don't
so she
understand.
walked up and
Yeah.
was all like that in the truck.
Mhm.
That was cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see. I think, like you said, I think Gil's really a good catch. Like he could match with so many other people. So I hope this really is a good match for him. If not, to the producers that's watching, we previously said they should bring back some people if it doesn't work out. I think he would be another good one to bring back and
Yeah.
try again
I don't
if
know if
this
you would
doesn't
do
work out.
this, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so is that everybody except for Zach and Michaela? Oh, Jose and
No.
Rachel.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Sorry, Jose and Rachel.
A whiteboard and the one that likes to travel.
Yeah, it's the same with them. What you got? I'm looking at my notes.
So Jose brings this girl over to his house to basically put it on the market. He comes in, he's like, oh, do you see like the high ceilings? Do you see like this couch or recline? Sit in it. And
I
you
know
know, like you
too.
could push it. Well, you goes all the way back, like she don't know how a freaking recliner works. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I want to get a pool table up there. I want this. I want a pool in the back. I want, sir, just show how you living. Okay. Then he was like, oh yeah, my whiteboard. You have something like that too, right? She's like, no.
No,
Like,
nothing
oh, I
like
thought
that.
you. It's like, I have a calendar. I don't have something like this. He's like, oh, okay. Well, we could do this for
Do this.
you. We're gonna get this for you. You know.
He just
And
want to take over her life. His way is the right way in almost in everything.
yes, for sure, he has that. My way is the right way. And I feel like he thinks that he's helping her. I don't feel like it's malicious.
No, not at all.
I think she has said that she needed help in that area, and that's all he needed to hear. He was just like, what? You need help? I
Challenge a
got
subject.
you.
Mm-hmm.
You my wife. I got you. And he doesn't realize that he can be overstepping by saying, you're going to do it the way how I did it. Maybe that's not going to work for her. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Meet her at her point and figure out which, maybe it's not cutting everything and doing what you did. Maybe it's just, well, let's figure out what you can kind of save instead of spend, or let's figure out let's list of goals that you want, you know, something like that. But he's just like, yes, we got to do this. No, we cannot
No
go
travel.
to
No
any of
travel.
those places. We can go to New York.
Las
We could
Vegas.
go to Austin. We can drive over to Louisiana. I don't know. That girl says she travels every month. How?
She said
Credit
every
card.
month.
I had to go back because I thought she said that she likes to travel every year and she does
Mm-hmm.
a big trip like every 2 years. No, that's not what that girl said. That girl said, I take a trip every month and then I do a big trip at least 1 to 2 years.
Oh,
And I was like, where do you go
every
once a
month.
month? And maybe she means once a month, maybe it means because they're in Houston. So that can be like New Orleans, or that can mean like Dallas, or it can mean Austin. But that's still a lot if you're going somewhere every single month
And
to
you
me.
really don't have the finance to do that, to
So
support that.
this is not Mirla, because this girl ain't got no money because
No
she put
savings.
stuff on credit cards. And he basically told her she got a jalopy that she's driving around and it's not gonna last.
You're like, no, we need to get you a new car. Bump the travel. That's where
She's
your
like,
priority should be.
that could still last for another year or so.
Like, I get where I need to go.
The fact that you say a car is gonna last you one more year, you know that thing is just
Beat up.
just tooted and booted. Okay, one more year. What are you driving? He was just like, no, what's happening here? Oh my God. So yeah, he goes to her place, super dramatic. This girl got 2 water bottles in front of her door. He came in. I was like, oh my God, I almost fell. What are you doing with all this stuff? You're just a hoarder. This has to go. Why is this here? She's like, oh, the storms. He's like, that was like a month ago. What are you doing? I was surprised he didn't fall like those people in the grocery store. I'm like, what?
Just be tripping. Because we're not even overreacting. It really was like 2, maybe 3 gallon.
It was not in front of it was like you came in and then was just like, what is all that? Like, sir.
He was being
oh my God. Then he saw her pen collection, was like, why do you need all these pens? It's like, that's my souvenirs. He's like, but where are you gonna put it though? It's like, I can't have a desk. Ugh, I don't know if she's gonna be able to collect all these pens everywhere.
So I don't know. They reminded me so much of Virginia and Eric of last season when moving in, and it was like Eric is like, this is my house, this is my space. I feel like she was the same way into moving in. Like, yeah. I already have my vaulted ceilings, this and that. You just need to bring your body. Like, you don't need to bring nothing else.
Don't bring nothing else. Okay?
Don't need not your pens, your pencils.
Leave it.
I have everything you need. Stuff.
Don't worry about it. I've been planning for a wife. I think I got your size. Stuff is already in the drawer, in the closet.
Just bring your body. Yep.
Good.
Yes. And I think that is definitely going to be an issue for her because it's just like, as she said, I'm still an independent person. Like, I'm not going to be just trusting, relying on you. Like, that's
another one. Who did you say was like, I think you said Eric was like, that needs to go on 90-day fiance. Go get you a person from Mexico because they're both Mexican. I think they're both Mexican. So. Go get somebody from your home country and just bring her up here and just say, listen, plug and play. You stay here. That's what you're supposed to do. And I got everything else. Just be there.
Yep. A mail order bride. That's what they need.
He needs. Yes. He don't want nobody with no personality, no individuality.
There are women out there that will be like, yes, you already got everything. I just need to show up and you're going to provide everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they meet with Pastor Cal. They done exposed the lie that they weren't intimate before. They know they was already hunching. I don't know why they acting like that. And they were all touchy feeling like, yeah. And she's like, but I'm just worried that, we may be doing things too soon. Right. And I'm just like, I just feel like she is not feeling him 100%. She doesn't want to say that. Because every time he talks about his dang finances and he bring out that dang whiteboard, her face is just like.
I think initially she was so, yes, okay, awesome. This is who I was interested in. And then it's just little things as he starts showing him true self, wanting to brush her teeth, wanted to do this and that. And I think, she has started to kind of like recluse herself and be like, I don't know. This is, I think might be just a little too much for me. Like, this is
but she's not telling him. That's what I mean. So she still likes him, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think she's still attracted to him. It's just, she's telling us that she's seeing little issues or here or there, but to him, she's kind of like smiling like, oh, no, okay, but I still want to travel. But she's not telling him directly, listen, dude, we gonna have to go places. I'm not going to not go places. And yes, I want to save. Yes, we need to do certain things. We have priorities, but you not just gonna tell me I can't go somewhere.
So I think she tried when they were talking about the whole bank account thing. She brought that back up. But he just wasn't receptive to what she was saying. And I think from there,
because she's smiley. She's just like, she's not being direct. That's what I mean. She's like, yeah, but I think, or she's not.
That's what I'm saying. I think she tried then, and then it was just kind of like, okay, he's not being receptive to what I'm saying. So she's not doing it as much. So she's not being as direct as she tried to be in that instant. because she could have totally just not even brought back up the whole bank account thing. But she did at least try to bring it up because that was something they had just spoken about. If it was not the night before, you know, it was within the 2 days and they were on the honeymoon. But then he just kind of was like, no. Again, my way. We need this one bank account and we do this. And I'll give you, it's not allowance, but you know, we're going to just give you X amount of dollars. And I think she just kind of was like, he's not listening to me. And then that has kind of started her not communicating and being direct with him on exactly how she feels.
I mean, if you feel that strongly about it, you're going to have to. If it's something like, yeah, all right, fine. But that's going to be your make or break. Then you're going to have to say something.
Yeah, put your foot down and let it be known. And I think Pastor Cal kind of helped support her in that when he told Jose, like, chill, you know, you need that balance.
Yeah.
You know, let her push you out your comfort zone. You know, you seem to have your finances together. We know what your credit score is. So chill. Let her come in and plan some trips for you guys. Like, if she's okay with driving her car for another year, let her go ahead. But, you know, you being a husband, maybe you start thinking about it and putting some money aside so you're ready and prepared for when that needs to happen. But like you said, she's gonna have to speak up if traveling is that important to her, which it seems to be if, you know, you're traveling every month. Whew. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Maybe like you said, maybe she's talking about, you know, little trips, weekend trips to here and there,
to the beach or something. I don't know, because I don't know where you could go for every single month when you putting stuff on credit cards.
And we were in a pandemic. Where were you going, girl?
Them people was traveling with them cheap tickets. That's probably where she got that every month from. That's probably where that came from. Oh. Maybe she was working remotely or something, and then she had the opportunity. That's probably where that came from. True. But yeah, so there was something else I was going to say because you brought it up, but now I can't remember. Anyway, so they have their family and friends come over. I was trying to remember, who were the people at the end? Were those her people? Because it was his dad and his stepmama. Who were the people?
Her friends.
Her friends. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Because they each had like 2 people.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So she goes and tells her friend and then her stepmama that, I don't know, about her stepmama, mother-in-law. Okay. That, you know, I don't know. He seems like he doesn't want to do anything. He wants to control the money. And Karen was like, don't let him do it.
Do not let him take your control. Yeah, control. Okay.
You are a person. Don't do it. All right. His daddy tried to do the same thing to me, and I wouldn't let him.
At least she came in with the truth, though.
I mean, she did. And so then he done brought out this damn whiteboard and talk about his house that he got somewhere else. And you could just see her whole body language just was like, here we go again with this damn whiteboard. I wonder if, like, before they go to sleep, they review the finances on the chart. Like, come on, let's talk about this. Okay, this week we did this and then that. And then, okay, you see, that's how we got to do it for you. Sir, get out my face with this whiteboard. Oh, and your 815 credit score
on the board, listed right there on the board too. So everybody that comes to that house will be able to see.
No, he gonna whip it out.
My accomplishment.
He took it out at the party. Sir, go sit down. Oh my gosh,
he's so proud of that. So proud.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Now, Jose, you say you was preparing yourself for a wife. You don't have no money saved up for y'all to do stuff together? Where's your money at?
In the houses.
Oh, well then that's
assets.
You need liquid assets too to live. Come on. And you could see she even indicated, I forgot they went plant shopping. And he was trying to control all the plants that they were going to buy. But I'm like, girl, you don't know nothing about no plants. Why are you mad? You just want to buy stuff to kill. I'm like that too. I've been buying stuff.
She said it would mean more. So she'll try to take more care of the plants
She
because
gonna
it
kill
was
it.
their plants.
She gonna kill it. Okay. So just let the man pick out some plants. Okay, I'm done with them.
All right, on to Hurricane K.
Oh Lord. She talks about herself like that too, with categories and everything.
I missed that.
That's on Unfiltered. We'll talk about it. Sorry.
Dang, I need to watch Unfiltered. Like
It's not, I thought it was an hour. It's only like
30 minutes.
15, yeah, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm getting some gems on this thing now.
Okay, yeah, I've caught a couple, but I don't watch it religiously. So she refers to herself in categories. Category one.
Like, oh no, that's a category 1. That was a category 3. That's whatever. That was a tropical storm. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so they're back from the honeymoon. Zach is out of quarantine, which lasted 7 days. And he's back in Houston, and he surprises her at her house. And she's all giddy and excited to see him. They move into their new spot. They have this conversation. This is important key, right? Where she's like, if something happens, just don't like leave, get upset and like leave. And, we need to talk about it. We need to, talk about whatever conflict that we're having. And they're like, okay, yeah. She's like, I would never do that. I'm not going to just leave like that.
She said that's abusive behavior.
He did.
To leave.
Key points there. Cute word there. So anything else before leading up to what we're about to go through? I can't think of anything else between them. Okay. So they're now back moved into their apartment together. His dog, they both have dogs, right? And his dog had to go to daycare or something the next morning, and he was trying to put the dog to sleep. So I guess he went into another room or onto the couch to let the dog fall asleep to be there. And then he said he was going to come into the room with her, but he fell asleep on the couch. So next morning he gets up and he leaves to take the dog. Kayla wakes up and she can't find him. And she's calling and texting. He didn't text or leave a note saying where he was going. And then you see like the footage of her checking the bed, the second bedroom, just looking throughout the house. And then, was this a tropical storm or was this category 1 Michaela coming out? what would you?
This is categories. This is up there.
Okay.
I can't remember which one she said it was which. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that she referred to herself like that.
So this girl gets upset and they show her take, I don't know what, some wipes and slam it on the door, on the table. Next thing you know, you see her with her bags walking out of the apartment, moving out. When she even says she's like moving out, he comes back and he's like, hello, where is she, child? All this because he didn't tell her that he was going, and he didn't come in the room that night, and then he left without telling her. Was she overreacting, Lori?
Let me give you her look.
No squinting eyes. It was such an overreach. And then for her to be hypocritical and to do the same thing what she just said she would never do, and it's abusive. Like, it didn't make it make sense for her. What you got to say?
So she's crazy, right? I was very confused about the whole situation when I first saw it, because I was just like, did he go home and then not come back? And that's why she was like confused, right? So then when they talked about it right before Pastor Cal came, he was just like, I went to go put the dog to sleep in the other room. And then I was supposed to come back, but I fell asleep. And so then I got up in the morning and I realized I had to go take Bella to the daycare. So I was back by 9:15. By the time I got back, you had already moved out. Not like went somewhere, moved out.
Bags with her, gone.
Okay. And she was just like, no, you were not back by 9:15. And that was it. And so on Unfiltered, because this is how I had to piece things together. Because I was
Okay, I saw
like,
this
what the
episode
heck is going
Unfiltered.
on? So he says that they had a conversation that she does not like to be woken up. She hates it.
That's
Don't
one.
call her.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wake her up no matter what. So he said he was nervous to send her a text message. Now, granted, he probably could have put a note down like, hey, going to go take Bella, or send a text message or whatever.
But also, he said he already admitted to her that he had to take the dog the next morning. Right. So it wasn't like it was, she had no clue of where he could have been.
Right.
Where he went. And he said he responded to one of her text messages.
He did say that. So I don't understand what is going on.
This was so confusing, y'all. If you haven't watched it, it's so confusing because, you know, here's her side of the story, which makes you believe that he just really left and never came back and he wasn't responding to her text. And the first thing I thought was, you know, maybe his phone died. Maybe he left it in the car or something, so he didn't have it with him right then and there. So give him some time to respond back. Give him time to get back. No, she didn't pack and left within a few hours.
What the hell?
It was so
even confusing. If he did everything wrong, even if he didn't respond, even if it was the situation I thought it was, where he was at his own house, you didn't know where he was at, he disappeared. You move out, you don't even give it 24 hours to be like, now you know I'm here. You not answering me, you haven't called me, nothing. You may give it a couple hours just to figure things out so you could be mad at him and have a real reason to be mad at him. No, okay.
No.
So they're talking, and then Pastor Cal comes like in the middle because he was just like, I don't have time to keep going around and around with you. No, we're not doing that. So then Pastor Cal's talking, whatever. And then she was just like, you know, my dad was hit and left, and, you know, I got, you know, I feel hurt. She got abandonment issues, whatever. And I'm thinking about myself, I'm like, Pastor Cal, you need to do counseling sessions before you put these people on TV and match these people in a legally binding marriage. You are matching people who have trauma issues with other people. There needs to be a warning sign here that this lady cannot deal with you not answering a text message. Are you okay with that? No, don't marry this one, because that right there is how people die. They can get murdered because they don't even understand the level of trauma that you're suffering with because of your father passing. Okay, that's number one. Then in my special group, they went back to the wedding day where she was telling his family that the way how her parents fought was not good, and that she chooses to have healthy arguments with her significant others. Lies. You know why those are lies? It's just that's what you want. But when you grow up in an environment where you see your parents fighting like that, that's the only way you know how to be, unless you go through therapy or you have something else that you just know that that's not how you're going to be. So to me, she has this lofty goal, and so does Zach has a lofty goal of how marriage is supposed to be too.
Oh yeah, very in La La Land.
Right. But you know that if you refer to yourself in categories of a hurricane, you don't know how to fight healthy. That's not you. I know that's what you want, but you're not there yet, right? So if you can take this situation that's this small and move out of the house that you just went in yesterday and told him not to do, then you crazy and you need to go sit down by yourself in a corner and work out your issues before you talk about you gonna be attached to somebody else. Oh no, this is terrible. And I know people are like, oh, is Zach reacting? Why won't he forgive her? Why is he acting like that? Because once you get a glimpse of crazy, you like, let me get the heck up out of here.
Listen, you're like, this is what I have to deal with from now until forever if we get married. Like something as small as this, and this is how you act. I would be so reserved too, and like be like, wait a minute, I'm gonna have a second thoughts now for real.
And he was trying to forgive her in that conversation. Pastor Cal was like, okay, he didn't, this was his story. This is what happened. This is how you feel. Okay, let him come in and give you like a hug. She over there squinting at him. She cussing at him. She moving away. She doing all this stuff. And you're like, so how is he supposed to be like, okay, let's move past this when you still looking at him like he the enemy, like he did something to you on purpose, or you don't believe what his story was? Then he gonna be like, okay, well, F it then. We don't have nothing else to talk about. What else are we talking about?
And yeah. And of course, like you said, all of that, he was trying to, Pastor Cal told him to move over to kind of give her a hug because she, expressing how it felt when what happened. And then she like cutting her eyes at him, moving over. Oh, he scoots right back over. Like,
right. He's like, the moment has passed. It's over.
And then Pastor Cal was like, but did you want him to touch you? She's like, yeah. Well, ma'am, how are you supposed to know that? If you gonna
she's crazy. She's having mental issues. And crazy, I know crazy is a bad connotation, so I'm not going to say she's crazy. I'm sorry. She is dealing with something traumatic that has happened to her life. She has no idea what a healthy relationship looks like. I can tell you. She has no idea. Mm-hmm. And right now she's thinking of what it should look like, but her experience of growing up is coming out. She don't know how to do that. She knows the right words. It's kind of like, what's his name? #blessed. He knew the right words to say, but he had totally different actions, Chris. Right? Mm-hmm. Chris. So it was like she wants to do better, but she can't. She has no tools to do better. She really don't. You could tell. And then she had the nerve later on to be like, I get over things really quickly. Do you, ma'am? Do you get over things really quickly? No. And if you do, that doesn't mean everybody around you will. Right? So you got to be able to take the repercussions when somebody sees something. They start thinking, well, I could do anything to make you this upset. You know what I mean? So I didn't like that whole session with Pastor Cal. I was like, oh no, she shouldn't have been on this show. They should have had a little counseling session with her to see if she's gotten over the death of her father. Yeah. You can't put somebody on here like this.
Yeah. And so with that being triggering to her, it also was triggering for him because he talks about his past relationships and some of the women he's dated, these same things kind of happen. And that makes him like back off. So he's like, oh, I'm seeing this happen again. And it's for him to starting to close himself into this relationship because he's like, I've been through this before. I mean,
he's weird though, because he said the same thing both ways. So he said, I've never dealt with this before. And then he's also said, I've had relationships like this in the past. And I'm like, which one is it? And then his friend said he's dealt with toxic relationships too. And I'm like, what happened? It doesn't sound like his car got keyed or tires got slashed. He sounded like he been through some stuff.
Yeah. And what came up to what I thought too in this situation was, well, are you really ready to get married? Mm-hmm. Like with all of that conflict, obviously you have not been able to deal with conflict resolution in those relationships. And now you're married. You're not supposed to run from it. So are you going to be able to handle it? Because, of course, if you're not married, it's easy to see that and decide, okay, I'm out. But you're now committed to this person. You're committed to this process. So if whatever the conflict is, how do you plan on resolving it? And are you going to be able to stick with it? This situation, though, I would be like, be cautious, dude. Like, be ready to move. But
this situation plus what she did for the family dinner. Okay. So apparently they're supposed to have the family dinner after all of this. And did he not go back to the place? Something happened. I don't know if he didn't go back to the place, but they weren't living there when they had the family dinner. Somebody wasn't there.
Oh, okay, so back up. So she initially said no, she didn't want to do it. She had canceled it.
Right. So but that's what I'm saying. So she just sends him a message. Hey, it's off. I told all my friends, no one's coming to the party.
Right. And then,
but that means they weren't together then. They weren't living in the same apartment.
Oh.
Why are you sending a text message? I don't think somebody did not move back in.
Okay, I didn't pick up on that. Okay.
But he even asked her that night, he was like, are you staying here tonight? And she was like, yes. So somehow they were not staying together. Oh. Whether it be one person there, nobody there, whatever. But they were not there together. So after that whole argument that they had with Pastor Cal. So she sends a message to him and she was like, party's off. And he was just like, girl, I don't have time for this. Because he's probably thinking like, now I got to cancel with my friends and now the party's back on. I don't like that kind of stuff either. I'm not
too wishy-washy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like that. So then he was just like, this girl's crazy. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could.
And so because it was last minute, they putting it back together, she basically had to do it herself. Everything. And so the two friends that she had, she got them to help her set things up. And they were kind of like, well, where's your husband? And maybe I just figured he was just out. Because when he did come with his boy, he just kind of was like, walked in like, hey, thanks for doing this. Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, you told me you don't want to do this. And now all of a sudden you want to do it last minute.
Right.
That's going to be on you.
Right.
But they seem to be
okay.
There. Yeah, they were just there. Mm-hmm. They were like kind of opposite sides of the room or the table. They were not like underneath each other, like looking like they were married. I'm quite sure anybody that was there could see there was obviously some tension between the two of them. I don't remember what the conversation between the friends, like when she went to talk to his friend. And
he talked to her friends and was like, y'all tell me, is this going to be all the time? Like, is she like this all the time? Like in and out, or that I'm not going to understand, like, her thought process and her overreactions to things. Mm-hmm. And so they were like, no, this is not usual. This is not what she normally would do, blah, 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 blah. It's just, I can't remember what advice they told him, but he was just like, he was already halfway out the door. He was just like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. So one friend was like, oh, she's very level-headed and all of this. And it was kind of like, y'all know y'all friends? Are y'all being honest, or y'all just saying this on TV to try to make her look good? Because we don't seen it. We will see it, over this season. But I think they should have just been really honest, which is, sometimes she can overreact. Sometimes this comes out, but, be patient with her and communicate with her or whatever. And maybe they didn't know that she had some of those abandonment issues. And then they can say, she really does have some abandonment issues with her dad, though. And so be patient and just be there to support her through it. And he was just like, yeah. But like you said, in his mind, he was already like,
checked out. He's just like, I need some time to figure out what we're going to do. And in situations like that, I guess Pastor Cal was still there, but I feel like they need a lifeline. If they're gonna make this work,
counseling or something.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I was trying to think what his friend told her. Other than he's been in toxic relationships before, but there was something else. I thought he gave some really good advice to her, but I don't know if she understands that she has mental issues. I don't know. I'm confused. So they talk after they were cleaning up or whatever. And he was just like, I'm just confused. I don't know what to do in the situation. I don't think I want to stay here. And she was just like, she just was already over it. Like, she just thought everything was good. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. And she's like, I apologize. I don't know what else you want me to do. And he was just like, I just need to figure out what to do with you or what I
He's like, I know.
need. Like, I get that though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what is going on? What's
But
happening?
should he have left the apartment or should he go into the other room?
That's why I think it's important to know what has happened. Because I think they have not stayed together since she moved out. I think she moved back in, but I don't think he came back. So to me, you set this in motion that you moved out and now I moved out. So now you want me to move back in. I don't know if we're there yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's if that never happened, I would say, yeah, where are you going? Let's just figure this out. But the fact that you say one thing today, tomorrow's a different thing. I apologize, or I'm trying to get close to you. You don't want it. Then the next day you cancel something. Then we're back
We're
on.
back
I'm
on.
already like, girl.
What in the world? Yeah.
Right. It's too much.
Can't keep up.
Right. So I need some time. So in this case, I understand this. I don't know about Johnny because that's weird. But in this case, it just seems like it's very up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And if that's not your lifestyle that you're trying to lead, I can't be in a relationship where I'm arguing with somebody every day. That's not gonna work for me.
Not healthy.
So it's not healthy, but some people are fine with that. They thrive off of that. It's passionate and blah blah blah. No. So then, if you're not with the fight, mad, outburst, forgive me, outburst, forgive me, outburst, forgive me, and he's just like, no, I don't want to do that. Then maybe he just needs that time to figure out.
Right.
Maybe she needs something more that I can't give her, or maybe I can do something. I think they need an intermediary. I don't think they're going to.
Yes, for sure. And I think him moving out and doing that also feeds into her abandonment issue, which again needs to be addressed.
Which you need to fix yourself. He cannot solve that.
Yeah.
Because you cannot rely on him to solve something that he didn't cause. Because everything that he does, he's going to have to pay for stuff that's not healed in your life. You got to heal that by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. And that's why I think her sisters did that to her too. They babied her because she has not healed from that trauma. Maybe they haven't healed from that trauma. And
do you remember how old she was when the dad died? Did they say?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering how young she was. Because I know, being the older sisters, they probably are, trying to protect her and all of that. But I'm wondering how young she was when all that happened. Okay.
Yeah, you can't, I don't know, you can't marry somebody and think that they're going to replace your dad. Never going to happen. So you need to have some therapy by yourself to figure out what tools you need to use in order to get through that. He can't do that for you.
Man, if we had sponsors, this would be a good segue into
better health.
Yes.
Oh man. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, I do hope she, like you said, that either they give her the counseling that she needs, they do some extended couples counseling, something. She definitely still needs her own individual counseling. But again, I would be so upset if the show were to let this continue and they don't come in and like step in.
Hey, yeah.
I think other seasons they have said they have gotten more counseling behind the scenes that they show. Mm-hmm. So maybe that is happening. That will continue to happen. But I think it's also important to show on TV.
Yeah.
Some of that's the counseling that they're getting. So we'll see what happens with those two. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, this season. I know I guess this is like the drama that people were talking about, but I'm not even looking forward to the couples. Like they just don't make me like, ooh, let me see. I want you to work or whatever. I just don't. Yeah. How many more episodes this season?
Child, this was 8 and they used to do 20 something. Oh, we got a long ways to go.
Oh goodness.
A
I
long
don't
ways
know.
to go.
I kind of like these two episodes in one because that was good enough for me. All that could have happened in one episode.
Listen, that's
But
so true.
yeah.
And we're, we have some things happening in our lives that this may actually become the normal, that we do 2 or 3 episodes every few weeks or every other week or something. So bear with us if you don't see a video recap every week, as we kind of get situated in some things. But it, yeah. So we still want to do recaps of some other shows. So be on the lookout for those. But as for Married at First Sight, this was our recap for the last 2 weeks. It really can happen in one episode. So
Really can.
I
It
do like
can.
that.
Check
So,
out our other episode of Love on Stage. I know the couples will be meeting soon, so we'll do another review. So check out that last one. Catch their episodes on the Kev on Stage streaming service. And just stick with us. You know, I don't know if we could take on any more shows because I would say recommend some stuff, but no, I can't.
yeah,
I'm trying to keep up with this.
I'm full. I'm full.
But yeah, it's, I don't know.
Yeah. But talk to us in the comments. Let us know what are your thoughts in these last couple episodes. What's happening with the couples? If you didn't give your predictions, tell us now. If we've gotten 3 weeks in, have your predictions changed? Do you think things are going well for some couples that initially you didn't think so? Talk to us. Let us know. Be sure to subscribe, share, and like our videos. Look back at our previous recaps of this season and season 12. As Lori said, look for our Love on Stage recaps. Those will be coming up soon for the next couple episodes. As always, we want to remind you to do what?
Protect your throne.
Bye.